Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special discussion on latest trends in education hosted by EDU TV. It's an honor to have our host, Ms. Jyoti Pathak, Head of Middle School at Global Indian International School, Abu Dhabi, and Dr. Pramod Mahajan, our guest, Director, Principal of Sharjah Indian School, Sharjah, UAE. He's an international personality in education. They are joining us today. Their insights will enlighten us on the evolving educational landscape. Let's engage in a fruitful dialogue that transcends borders and inspires positive change in education worldwide. Thank you for being here, and I welcome our both the guests from the famous Emirates, Sharjah and Abu Dhabi. Over to you, our host, Ms. Jyoti Pathak. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pranav sir, for a wonderful introduction. And I'm really grateful and I'm so excited for this conversation. I'm sure we'll have a fruitful conversation with Pramod sir. I welcome you formally, Pramod sir, and it's my pleasure having you. And I'm sure your teachings, your learnings in education sector will help not only me, but a lot of people who will be watching this episode. So, quickly, I want you to brief us about your journey from India to international, schools. It will be really great, sir, if you can brief us about it.
Yeah, good evening. Namaste, Namaskaram, Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Pramod Mahajan, a school director and principal, Sharjah Indian School. Sharjah Indian School, one of the oldest and biggest school of UAE rather than a Gulf. We have 10,350 students in a single campus. And if we consider the number of teachers and the complete staff members, so we have 1,000 plus staff members to provide the quality education to the 10,350 students. Now, talking about my journey, I belong to a very small place, a small village, which is in MP, which is the border of Maharashtra and MP actually, Burhanpur, district Burhanpur. I completed my primary education in a vernacular medium from a small village, Bambada, that is the government school. My middle school from the same place, and the higher secondary from government higher secondary school, Shahapur, district Burhanpur again. Completed my graduation and post-graduation in physics from SNPG Government College, Khandwa. All my education based on my merit and the merit scholarship and all. My parents, mother and father, they are also retired principal. My grandparents were also the principals. My maternal uncle, maternal auntie, they were also the retired principals. So I belong to a family of principals. My younger brother is also a principal. He is heading Podar International School, Amravati. After completing my post-graduation, I was selected as an assistant station master in railways. But, I was passionate about I should do something in the field of teaching. Then I joined rural school in Dhulia district called Khede. From there, after serving 2 years, I shifted to Army School Mahu, MHOW, Military Headquarter of War. And there the real scaffolding happens. After that, I wrote an national examination and got selected in KVS and NVS, worked over there. Then I thought, why not in the field of leadership? Then joined the BK Birla Group of Schools in Kalyan as a vice principal, and then principal in Podar International School, Kalyan. The journey carries on. Then the Cambridge School in Thane and Arya Cambridge, and then finally in Sharjah, leading one of the biggest and oldest school of UAE. I completed my MSc Physics, MA in Education, B.Ed in Creativity, MBA in Training and Development from USA, and awarded with honorary PhD in Metaphysics. So that is my journey.
Thank you so much, sir. And I'm so glad to know all the details. And um, as you said that you belong to a family of principals, so I feel no other person could actually be a part of this conversation when we are talking about trends in education. Because if you have a legacy where the family belongs to entirely a teaching career, I'm sure you have different insights on it, different views on it. So I just want to understand, like you said, you belong to a family of principals. So what is that code that you people have cracked to be the principal, and how you are, changing yourself, evolving day by day, so you get, get through the competitions and all the challenges which are coming day by day, especially when we are in international set of schools like Middle East.
Yeah. So actually, it's nothing but if you have to be a lifelong learner, and if you are a lifelong learner, rather than if you are open-minded to learn, relearn, unlearn, so things will become easy for you. But if you remain in the fixed mindset, then it is very difficult. You have to be in the growth mindset and keep your all the 360-degree horizon open, that yes, I am the one who can unlearn anything. I am the one who can relearn anything. I am the one who can transform the things. It is like that. So lifelong learner is not sufficient as per the new trend or global trend or emerging trends are concerned. You have to be a lifelong experiential learner. And when I say experiential learner, so a lot of mistakes you will do, but trust me, after doing that mistakes, you have to find out why it happened, how it happened, when it happened, and who is responsible for that. Go to the root cause of that and resolve it, rectify it, revise it, redo it, do it, delegate it, or dump it. And then, trust me, if we follow this process, you will commit the new mistakes, but will not repeat the same mistakes. And if you are not repeating the same mistakes, you are a lifelong experiential learner. So the present or emerging global trend is you have to be an experiential lifelong learner. So that is my input on that first question.
Completely agree with you, sir. And I'm sure the person like you have like experience which I can't explain in words. So I'm sure you would have come across so many challenges in your life while you are, changing places, changing the curriculum, as well as changing the country for that matter. Now, I just want to understand, like, when we are in setup of UA schools, and also there is a phobia is there, which is inspection, whether it is KHDA, whether it is EDEC, or it is PIA. Now the CBSE has also come up with SQUAF. So how do you see these things going parallelly?
See, I have always a trust and great belief in one thing. Either you drive the change or you will be driven by the change. So the question arises, will you be driving the change or you are driven by the change? So if you are driving the change, you have to change yourself. You have to adopt the change, that change which is constant, that change which is cooperative, that change which is challenging, and that change which is courteous, that change which is competency based, that change which is courageous. So if you adopt that change, then whether it is COF, whether it is SAFAL, whether it is school review, whether it is school inspection, you keep on asking the question to yourself where you are, where you want to go, and what is that path by which will you go. And then you will find out the various destinations and you'll go ahead. See, phobia will be there if you don't internalize the change. See, understanding the change, adopting the change, applying the change is easy. But internalizing the change, in the simple word, digesting that change with the smiling face is very difficult. So if you digest that change, if you internalize that change, and if you give the answer to yourself, that I am the one who will drive this change, and not driven by the change. Trust me, whatever be. Now, SCOF. SCOF is what? It's all about the quality assessment framework. Now you decide your own quality. You decide your own tool of assessment and reframe it, follow it, adopt it, review it, revise it, assess it, evaluate it, and then bring the change as per the feedback. But the tool of assessment and the outcomes of the assessment, if you are not taking those outcomes of the assessment or the evaluation or the self-evaluation as a feedback or as a positive feedback or as a constructive feedback, then there will be phobia. But if you are taking those as a constructive feedback, trust me, you will bring the change. That change, again, which is challenging yourself, challenging the situation, and then you keep on doing the wonders.
So what I could gather is to know your organization, to know yourself and your team well. Then only you have that acceptance to bring the change or accept the flaws which you need to work on. And over the period of time, definitely, if you are consistent, if you are willing to bring that change, or if you are willing to improve, I'm sure it will happen. Is that what you wanted to say, sir?
See, the thing is, if you're a team leader, so first treat yourself as a team member. See, there is a wide gap between the team leader and the team member. So if you are the team member, if you are working with them, don't work for them. If you are working with them, if you are be a part of that team, certainly the change will happen. But if you are only becoming a team leader and working for them and not working with them, then there will be a problem. So if you are a team member, if you are working with them, the real definition of team will come into the picture, that together everyone can achieve more. But if you become a team leader, then a gap will be created. Team member, team leader, working for a team and working with a team. And to bridge that gap, then a lot of things to be done. So without creating that gap, you become a team member, work with the team, lead by the example, and do one thing. What, as a team member, what I used to do, I will give all the authorization to my team members and keep the responsibilities on my shoulder. If anything good happened, team has done. If anything wrong happened, responsibility lies on my shoulder, that I am responsible for that. But while authorizing the team or team member, you have to choose the proper team member. See, everyone is equally good, but one has to understand that which are the plus point or which are the better competencies of one person. Everybody has the competencies, but the thing is, confidence within that team member who is having the competencies and the trust that yes, he or she is the person who will not commit the mistake. And if at all committing the mistake, you keep yourself responsible, then the team bonding will happen, team will work together and the change will come. So the definition of team is, according to me, is let's be together, work together, let's enjoy, let's celebrate and bring the change. Sometimes we have to celebrate the failure of the team also. Because if you don't understand the failureness, it is very difficult to aim the success. For aiming the success or for seeing the big picture of the success, first you have to go through the failure. You have to challenge the failure, and then only you can decide the steps, maybe tiny steps, but those steps which are solid and will show you the scaffolding path to achieve the success. So that is my definition about the teamwork.
I completely accept it, sir, with whole heart, because of course, when you are a leader, so many responsibilities come on your head and you have to be accountable for it. And without taking much time, I'll just go towards the next question, which is like there are so many terminologies which are going around nowadays, which is like outcome-based learning, school learning outcome, and course-based learning. So how, as a school leader, we can implement them and, let our teachers be familiar with it so they don't, struggle while they are observed, or maybe while they are teaching, like it becomes a day-to-day pattern of their teaching.
See, it is all about, if you think about the global emerging trend, it's all about competency-based learning. And for competency-based learning, you have to understand one thing. Each and every child is born with some intelligence. You should not become a distraction in the path of the natural learning process. Everyone learns naturally. Everyone learns naturally and born with some natural instinct. Now, our teaching process should not be the hurdle in the path of natural learning process. You as a teacher, you as an educator, you as a facilitator should become a scaffolder for the child. Show the path. Don't hold the hand of a child and go as per your path. No, not at all. Allow the child to go with his or her path. You show the scaffolding path and then see the wonders will happen. Minimum intervention in the process of teaching and learning brings maximum learning outcomes. Professor Sugata Mitra, he has done one experiment, hole in a wall. And if you go through that experiment, it's proved that learning happens naturally and minimum intervention will bring maximum learning outcome. Now the question arises, okay, as a teacher, as our teaching learning process, are you bringing the more and more intervention in the process of the natural learning? If it is that, it neither the outcome-based learning nor the competency-based learning, nothing else. So what I mean to say, you should decide the learning intention. Now you understand the global trends. You decide the learning intention, not the learning objectives and outcomes. Learning intention, what is your learning intention? Number one. Number two, you decide the golden rules. Number three, you decide the success criteria. And number four, you keep on teaching and try your level best that your teaching should convert into the learning and your learning should become visible. And if the child is doing good or bad, it is the outcome of your teaching learning process. Don't blame the child. The child is naturally learning. If your teaching learning process is helping the child, things will go positively. Whatever the child has done, it is the process. And whatever the child could not do that thing, who is responsible for that? Again, you are responsible for it. So when we see the learning process from the eyes of a learner, your learning will convert into the visible learning. So if your learning is, if your teaching get converted into learning and if your learning become visible, every corner of your classroom will speak the language of learning. And if that happens, the culture of learning will be developed. And if the culture of learning is developed, trust me, learning will happen. Whatever you name it, the child will be competent, the child will be future fit, the child will be futuristic, and that child will bring the change. Now, if you see the global trend in the field of business or in the field of, corporate, what they are doing, there is a formula, 1, 2, 4. They appoint one person, pay the salary of 2 people, and take the work of 4 person. Take the work of 4 person. So that is called multitasking. So your teaching learning process should be in such a manner that your learner should be a multitasker, can think in 360 degree, can adopt the change with the smiling face, enhance his adversity constant, and bounce back during the tough situation with the smiling face by challenging himself or herself, then the things will change. So these are the emerging global trend. Challenge yourself. compete with yourself. Keep on challenging the situation. Keep on jumping during the tough situation also. Jump in such a manner that even sky is not the limit. It is just beginning. So if you think that the sky is just beginning for me, for that jumping, a solid platform is required. And that platform will be created by the teachers, and only by the teachers. Whatever be the technology comes, that creation of that platform for a learner to jump high in such a manner that the sky is just beginning, only and only teacher can do that thing. But the teacher has to be techno-savvy. The teacher has to adopt the technology, use the technology effectively for the right person in a right direction, in a right way. Then the things will happen. But if the teacher is not techno-savvy, not using the technology, not changing himself or herself as per the need and requirement of the society, trust me, it will be a big threat for that teacher. Otherwise, no one can replace the teacher. So that is another global trend. If a teacher is teaching, transforming his teaching into the learning and making the learning visible, future fit learners will be produced.
Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful scaffolding of a modern teacher. So if I can simplify it, so a teacher is changing his or her role from an instructor to a facilitator, providing freedom to the students, and at the same time assessing their progress time by time, no matter if it is about 40 minutes or after a completion of the chapter, or maybe after completion of the unit. At the same time, be in trends, be tech savvy and open to the changes. Right, sir?
Yeah, not only the facilitator, but a scaffolder.
Scaffolder also. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Keep in mind that learners are more intelligent and a step ahead than the teacher. But still,
I completely agree with this, sir, because you provide a laptop to one child, you are facing any difficulty, they'll come, they'll help you, they'll fix all your boards and everything. And you teach them one game on, educational game, they'll come up with 4 new games. This is my personal experience. Even when I go to observe the classes, it goes really well when we give freedom to the students. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Nice discussing with you. Good questions, fertile questions, which have given a lot of opportunity to give the good answers. Thank you. And thanks to EDU TV and Mr. Pramod Goa, that this is the platform where such type of questions were asked, where such type of things happened, where such type of issues were raised to resolve it. Otherwise, there are a lot of shows coming up and going up and routine discussions were happening. So a big salute to Pramod Goa and EDU TV. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you,
Pranam, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Two big words for me from a person like him. I'm really thankful to Dr. Pramod Mahajan. He had been helping EDU TV a lot. In fact, our international spark, what we got on EDU TV was through Dr. Pramod Mahajan. He guided us. And I'm really thankful to Miss Jyoti Pathak. At a young age, I think she's doing amazing work in education. And I really like Mr. Pramod Sharma's advice. I think not only for schools, it will be very helpful for corporates also, like hire a person, pay him double and take the work of 4 people. Thank you so much, Pramod sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And I'm also thankful to Jyoti ma'am for I'm learning new terminologies of CBSE and other boards like OB and other things. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks for giving me.
Yeah. Thank you, Pranam, sir.
EDU TV with 1 million eyeballs across the globe.
Connecting schools, universities, industries, and corporate houses.